Welcome to For the Bike of It. If you saw some of my other videos, you know I have this 2016 Enduro that I love, but it's time to do a little maintenance. And we'll be going over how to replace the bottom bracket today, and I'm going to try and put in a new bottom bracket. Wheels Manufacturing has made a bottom bracket for pf30, which is supposed to stop creaking by threading into itself. So I'm going to pull out the SRAM bottom bracket that's in there, which has, I don't even want to think about how many miles are on there, and we're going to replace it with the new Wheels Manufacturing bottom bracket. And step one is get a beer. So just follow along, and I'll be going step by step how we go about taking out the old bottom bracket and putting in the new one. The tools you'll be needing for this are a ratchet, a set of metric Allen sockets, a hammer, something to use with the hammer to drift out the old bearings. Park does make a tool for this. I find this works just as well. Special wrench for the new bottom bracket. This is made by Wheels Manufacturing, specifically for theirs. And a press if you have a pf30 or pf92 or several other press and standards. There is also, if you have a English threaded bottom bracket, you'll need a different tool, as well as if you have a square taper. And most importantly, a beer. Alright, so let's get started. First take your beer, take a big sip. Now you're going to put your socket in here. And this could be jammed on there pretty tight. So this may take some force. This one's likely coming out pretty easily. And off comes the crank arm. You can see there's a series of splines here on your existing crankset and a spacer. You want to make sure you keep these in the right order. And also check the splines and everything for wear and tear. So now I've removed the crankset. You can see what's left. Here's the bottom bracket. I have a bash plate on here that I took off so you'll be able to see it better. This is what the bottom bracket is. Here's the old bearing, and it's not in good shape. But I'm going to use a hammer and tap out the old one, which it'll come out in two pieces. I'll be able to push out the non-drive side first, then the drive side. And we'll be right back once I do that, and I'm going to clean everything up. Now after you've taken out the bottom bracket, it should look like this. You're going to want to do a good inspection around all these points around here. Just have a good look around, look for cracks, any kind of gouging, or anything like that. This is after I've cleaned it. It was quite a mess in here. And what's left of my bottom bracket isn't pretty. But this is what your old bottom bracket should look like if it's a pf30. You can see it was been walking for a while by the way this is worn. But now, as an achievement for getting it all cleaned up and ready to go, have another swig of beer. And I'm going to take the new bottom bracket out of its packaging, inspect everything, make sure it all looks right, make sure it fits, that I ordered the right one, because there's a lot of bottom bracket standards now. Alright, so this is the new bottom bracket. You can see here one piece is threaded, one is not. This is the drive side. It's already got the bearing in it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a thin layer of grease up to this shoulder here and across here. This is your contact point. And on that side, and I'm going to press this in using this tool here, which is a press. Bottom bracket press. You can also use a headset press. And then I will be putting a more grease on this shoulder, and these are the threads. Here you can hear them. And I'm going to put some light grease on these threads as well, and some anti-seize, which it contains an anti-seize component, I should say. So this will keep it, so when this eventually does wear out, this is the version with the Enduro angular contact bearing, so hopefully it goes a very long time. and we'll be putting this in. So you can see what the new bottom bracket looks like in. I'm just cleaning up a little excess grease that's squirted out here. This side slid in like a dream, and the other side just threaded right into it, just like putting a screw on a nut on a bolt. Really simple. This tool they sell with the bottom bracket. Strongly recommend getting one. It made it go on, no big deal, no problem. So I'm going to reassemble the cranks and put them back in. Just one FYI while you get everything apart, especially if you have a direct mount chainring, check that these bolts are properly tight and that this has no play in it. If this has play in it, you'll have the same creak going on that you would from a bottom bracket. So just make sure that's all tight, and clean everything while you got it apart, because you won't be able to get at a lot of these pivots like in here, down in here. It's just a good time to do a little maintenance. And reward yourself with another swig of beer. We're in the home stretch now, but this is where it's really critical that you remember which spacers came from where, to be able to put them right back together in the same place, saying you're staying with the same crank set. But let me get that together and we'll be right back. Alright, so we got our crank arms back on. Checked it for play. There's no play. I can move this. No play left, right. It's nice and tight. The pedal arms are perfectly in phase with each other. And bottom bracket, job done. Finish off that beer. Maybe grab a fresh one. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, and follow me for more videos on For the Bike of It. We got a whole build series coming up with this that I'm calling Maintenance. Basically, because it's the bike I ride the most. It's got, I don't even want to think how many miles I've pedaled on this bike. And we're going to be rebuilding, doing some upgrades to the fork, new dropper post, and a whole bunch of other things. So, and if you have anything you have questions about, feel free to leave comments in the box down below. Thank you very much. Have a great day.